Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing? Hey, I am laid up this week, so I'm doing this one from the hospital, but I'm going to run you through the first few rounds and just kind of get you caught up, ready for this weekend at High Point. Round one at Paula was rough. Jalik Swoll, last year's High Point winner, still struggling with that arm, but he keeps riding and he keeps doing good and then pulling off or wrecking, and it's a struggle. But at round one, it was the Lawrence brothers. I mean, 1-2, they looked so good. They were battling. The only guy and Jay Coop got pretty close in the first moto, but then faded really bad, but then fixed his bike. Poor McAdoo had an awful crash. I believe he's out for the season. Yeah. But so both Lawrence brothers ended up getting Jay Coop. Like I said, he had some sort of issue at the first round, arm pump, bike setup, whatever you want to call it. He definitely went backwards. Joe Schmoda and the Pro Circuit boys were looking strong. They got up there and battled, and here we go with I believe that's R.J. Hampshire before he took a stake to the heart at Hangtown. But yeah, Jet Lawrence was definitely the guy. And I mean, after this race, we were thinking like 24-0. Like, can anyone ever beat this kid? He's amazing. He's got his brother running second to kind of not necessarily protect him, but protect him. Yeah. And then first moto 450, we all were wondering what was going to happen. And, and it was somewhat shocking that Honda went 1-2, but then again, especially Ken, when he's coming into this, we're thinking, what's going on with him? Is he sick? Is he happy? Is he fighting with Honda? We had no idea. But he gets out to an early lead. Sexton gets to him. You expect him to lay over. Even after Sexton runs into him, he just fights him really hard. I mean, it's clean, but he fights his ass off. And honestly, from Ken, that's all I want to see. I want to see Ken Roczen battle. I want to see him battle and fight hard for his positions. Look like he cares. I did not think I'd see this. That's Ryan Dungey coming off a 5-year retirement in the first moto at Paula, catching and passing Supercross champion Eli Tomac. He also was coming in with a knee injury, but he says the knee's fine. He said he just missed his bike setup. And it's kind of hard to argue with his results for the next few rounds. But yeah, that was Eli Tomac as he battled, and then eventually his own teammate, Christian Craig, who's so fast at Paula. He hasn't been able to duplicate that 3-3 result, but he's close. Look at this right here. So Sexton, boom, over jumps it. Make a note of that. He does little things like that when he's out front, when he's not paying attention. That one didn't bite him. It was nothing, just a little over jump. But he makes these kind of mistakes. This is how he gifts races to people. This was an awesome start. This Rhino's kid, Ryan Hughes trains that kid, Noah Viney, blast to the outside. Doesn't hold the lead, but man, he got up there and battled. Little tiny kid, it was awesome. But Nick Romano got the whole shot. As he rides the front wheel there, a little nose pick. He was cooking. He got out there like a lot of rookies do and just said, hey, I got clear running room. I know I can't hold it, but let me see how long I can hold it. He held it for a couple laps, and then Jet made his move, and the race was over. Back behind him, there was a good battle going on. Joe Schmoda was in second, and Joe Schmoda wasn't given an inch. Joe believes he can beat the Lawrence brothers and wants to beat the Lawrence brothers and rides his ass off. I expect him to be right there, maybe get a win somewhere. As sick as the Lawrence brothers have been, I'm shocked that he hasn't got one yet. Second moto at Paula, 450s. Once again, Ken Roczen is there anybody on earth faster than Ken Roczen for the first 3 laps of a moto? Moto, Supercross, it doesn't matter what it is. The dude just gets out and goes. This is Chase Sexton battling him, and now they fought really hard. He got past Sexton because on the first 4 laps, he is just a savage beast. But a few laps later, Chase comes in, makes the move. But what I like about Roczen right here is he's not laying over. He's fighting. He's not saying, okay, go ahead and take it. I mean, he made Chase earn this thing. He's like, okay, if you're going to beat me, you're going to ride your ass off. And let's not forget, Ken was out for quite a while before this race. there was a lot of question marks about him. I did. Everybody was wondering, what can he do? And Chase Sexton, we know he can do this. The question with Chase is, will he implode himself? He's his own worst enemy. If he rides the way he can and is smart, it's hard to beat him. But yeah, now off to Hangtown. At Hangtown, the hometown boy, Michael Mosman in the first moto was on the gas. Looks like Justin Cooper had a hole shot. He looked so much improved. And then there's Jalik Swoll, who had his shoulder just shredded. He went out. I mean, he's tough. He's so tough. But I almost think someone needs to save him from himself and get him out of there. But Michael Mosman made the moves, got up front, and just flat smashed him in the first moto. I mean, he looked like the guy that he said he's going to win 5 rounds this year. He looked like a guy who could absolutely win 5 rounds riding like that. And Jet was extremely sick. Him and Hunter and their family have some sort of illness. They're passing back and forth, and other riders in the pits are getting it. It's really gnarly. Hunter looked really good and dumped it. He could have been in second. He would have made some points on his brother. He wouldn't have caught Mosman, but he would have got second in the moto and set himself up really good for the overall. But yeah, what a bummer. But so great to see Michael Mosman get his first win. There's his brother right there giving him big congratulations. They're brothers that race together. It's just there's a bond to that. First moto. Okay, so at Paula, Anderson had horrible starts. He was way in the back, but he was fast. Now he got a start here. He's right up there. We got Sexton, Anderson, and then, this was horrible. This is Josh Gilbert. That crash. See that metal pole? He freaking nailed a metal pole with his head and neck. It was nasty. And then Plessinger having a little crash that, honestly, that's embarrassing. When you blow the rear tire, that's like, that's first day stuff there. Poor Plessinger. This is quite the rivalry we got going. It seems like Christian Craig and Ryan Dungey keep finding themselves on the track, and they're running similar speeds. And then, poor Carlin Gardner tried to get out of Roxon's way, dumps the front end, and actually ends up causing a little bit of a melee there. But poor Carlin Gardner trying to do the right thing. And then here's Anderson pushing Sexton so hard. And Sexton is just ruthless with these lappers. Like, getting his way. He could have given him an extra foot, in my opinion, but he didn't care. He's like, if you're not going to get out of the way, you're going down. I got a race to win. And Anderson said, yeah, I'm going to go to the inside and take it anyway. And see how there's a lapper here. Anderson goes outside. He doesn't just go in and smash him. He goes outside, makes the right move, holds him off, uses that one as kind of a pick, and then takes the moto win. Anderson went from 0 at Paula to hero at Hangtown. I mean, hauling ass. Showed exactly what he's capable of. Jet Lawrence was an absolute mess. I honestly didn't think I wasn't sure if he'd even finish the second moto. He was so torn up. Not only did Jet ride the second moto, he rode really good. He rode smart. He did exactly what you need to do when you're not feeling good. Get a good start. Get up there. He's right behind Justin Cooper. And Justin Cooper, while he's much improved, let's not forget, this guy's coming back from a foot injury that could have ended his career easily. They're really bad injuries and he had this I call it the crash, but no crash, which I hate that a guy goes off the track and he only lost 1 spot, but I feel like if you make that big a mistake, it should cost you like 5 spots. I don't know what to do about that because it's just the way the tracks are, but yeah. Poor Michael Mosman smashes him in the first moto, has a wild wreck, twists his bike up, ends up DNFing the second moto. Michael Mosman broke my heart. I really thought he was going to win. Joe Schmoda was on a mission. Joe was the guy who looked like he's going to win this thing. He passes Cooper. I believe he goes after Jet, and then he does this. Same corner as Hunter. 2 guys who easily could have got the overall today, stuffed it in that same turn. And man, Jet Lawrence is going to win this thing because these guys, every time he has an issue, they don't capitalize. I mean, he's won this race. I don't know. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing that he's able to win under these conditions. And Tony Cairoli getting this sick-ass hole shot, throwing a big whip right in front of Roxon. it's nice to see the Italian 9-time world champion just out there having fun and running up front. And if you guys don't think he's doing this just out of the goodness of his heart, apparently, KTM's offering support, but he's not getting any bonuses whatsoever. And he would probably stay the whole year if they offered some bonuses, but like he said, he can't ride for free. And we all know the AMA purse is pretty, it's peanuts. It barely covers gas money. But yeah, if somebody can come up with the bonuses, we'll keep Cairoli for the whole year. If not, he's probably gone after High Point. Second moto, man, Sexton is absolutely brutal to these lappers. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think he necessarily needed to hit him. I understand, get out of the way, but he's being a little extra spice on that. And then here's where we see Tomac just go Tomac. I mean, this is where we decided, okay, his knee's fine. This dude is not having any problems with it. And then, Anderson just riding as hard as he could. I think he gave his all in that first moto, got a rough start, kind of ran a little bit flat, but he got up to third, which was good enough for the overall, with Tomac getting up and blocking, taking Sexton. So Sexton's 2-2 to, Anderson's 1-3. And the 1-3 wins because you get an extra bonus point for winning a moto. So if you did Olympic scoring, it would be Sexton, but since it's this type of scoring, you get Jason Anderson. Off to Thunder Valley. This is, in the 450s went first here because the race is on NBC. They wanted to get the premier guys, and check this out, Antonio Cairoli, another hole shot. Apparently he runs that Pirelli scoop tire and just rips the starts and just deals with it everywhere else. But, he looks good. He looks like a guy who's finding his legs, and it's darn near criminal they're going to let him go home as he's making improvements. If he keeps staying here and racing, I have no doubt we'll see him on the podium. He might even get a win. So I think it's insane for KTM. And KTM's made some stupid decisions. I really don't know what they're thinking right now. Management over there seems to be a bit of a shit show. Check this out. Woo! Anderson just sends it up underneath Cairoli. He knows he can't. He's got to get up there quick. And it's nice to see Barcia, made some changes to the bike, said he came into the season sick, didn't do any testing, but he looks to be dialing it in. And he's always better when they go back east to soft tracks, the Red Buds, the Southwicks, and then, boom, Anderson nails that. That hurt. I don't know if you guys have ever felt those. They are not soft. At least that one wasn't hammered in with a couple of broom handles like the one where Jesse Nelson hit a long time ago. But he hit it. He had to. He said his hand was hurting. I'm sure it's swelled. Good chances, a cracked finger, cracked knuckle. Nothing he's a badass. He'll ride through it, but it's not good. But check Tomac just going for it. Tomac looks good. Yeah. 250 moto. Here we go. We got... Who's that out front? Levi Kitchen. First start for the young kid. Levi Kitchen, absolutely. I've been talking about this kid and how good he is, but he hasn't really been able to show it. But he quietly had been getting bad starts and then finishing about 5th or 6th. And this is not an easy field to just carve up. He's the only guy that's really been moving. And I thought with a good start, I figured he could probably be top 3. I didn't expect him to flat dominate like this. He ended up winning by 9 seconds over, let's see, which Dumb and Dumber character is that one? That one's Jet in the orange. And that's what they did. They had remember Dumb and Dumber where Jim Carrey and the other guy wore the orange and the purple suits to the OWL convention? That's what they were trying to be, is the Dumb and Dumber. They did a really funny video on the moped earlier in the week. The guys are characters. They're awesome. But yeah, Levi Kitchen, first career moto win in his first trip to Colorado, first moto on this track, and he dominates. This kid is talented. You're going to see a lot of him. And he was also sick. And the reason these guys get sick is they work so hard, and they're around so many people and stress and all these different things. Oh, Cairoli with that scoop tire jumping out front, just having a good old time. Yeah, he's going to have plenty of pictures, him leading, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Roxon looks like a different guy. He is just a beast right now. Yeah, it's impressive to see. Yeah, Roxon is just, he's flat flying. He tries to hold off Sexton. and it doesn't quite work. Sexton eventually gets him. Sexton is so strong in these motos. He absolutely just, until this. See, now this is just like that one at Paulo where he overjumped, but this one cost him. He just twisted up. It's like he just goes into some weird self-sabotaging brain fart. And Roczen, after he completely fought off Tomac, and Tomac thought he had to get him to win the race. He didn't. He had the overall, but he didn't know that, so he fought that hard, and it did end up costing him the overall. Had Tomac passed him and Roczen laid up, that would have been it. Now, the second moto, we were wondering, can Levi Kitchen duplicate it? Can he take home the overall? He looked pretty beat. Well, Hunter Lawrence was having none of that. He got the whole shot and just laid the smack down. That blue gear, that Dumb and Dumber gear, I'm not a fan of it, but knowing the story and these guys I wasn't a fan of the way it looked on these guys, but I guess when you're doing Dumb and Dumber, you're supposed to look a little stupid, right? Levi Kitchen fought hard, but he just didn't have enough to keep up with, the Lawrence brothers. Jet Lawrence is just, he's still sick and he's hanging in there. Yeah. And then I believe this is that Hammaker or Schmoda? But either way, the Pro Circuit guys, I think that might be Hammaker. No, that's Schmoda. But Hunter took home the win in the moto, and Jet Lawrence, another overall. These guys are screwed. He's sick as a dog, and he's still dominating. Justin Cooper got up there and pressured him, but, just didn't quite get it done. So anyway, guys, hey, sorry about the abbreviated. This is Chris Notes for this week. I'll get back to the old format next week, but did this from a hospital bed. So anyway, subscribe, like, and have a good day.